Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
I do not even know where to begin with that game. Man, if you want to hear something positive from this game, this might not be the video for you. I think that was just, I mean, they had some moments. Obviously, they had a double-digit lead, which they blew again. Stephanie White seems to be very, very good at blowing second half double-digit leads. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. This is the first video that I've done. Today was one of those days. I had a few things I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about the Caitlin Clark injury, and there was a bunch of stuff, but it was one of those days. Didn't get to it. And so this is the first opportunity to say thank you to every single one of you listening, everybody that smashes the like button. We have hit 13,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So, hey, man, we're going to skip 14. We're just going 15 is the next goal. Okay, that's a nice number. 15,000 subscribers. That is where we are headed. So, shout out to all of you, Miss 19, Mr. and Miss 19. I don't know why I said Miss. I was going to say the. But anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. My brain's hurting a little bit. I watched what was supposed to be basketball. I really don't know what the hell it was. It was everything the WNBA has been for years and why no one watches. Neither team could buy I should have counted. Neither team could buy a layup. Kelsey Mitchell, although shout out to Kelsey because she was hot for a little while, got the team back into it, helped them get a lead, but she started out 1 for 5, and I think all 4 misses were layups. But then she got hot from three, and then of course when Stephanie White sat her in the third. Then the Sparks made a run, got back into the game, just another mistake. But, at one point she was even 4 of 6 from three. They blew the lead. Kelsey Mitchell couldn't make another three after that, missed her next 3 3-pointers. Aaliyah Boston, the Sparks are 4 and 11, folks. The Sparks are not a good basketball team. Not a good basketball team. Aaliyah Boston was 4 for 13. 4 for 13. Okay. And she shoots everything. Yeah, in that range, my folks. In that range. Now she did take 2 threes tonight. I'll give her that, but that still puts her 4 and 11. 4 and 11 from your center is not how you get things done. Yes, she did grab 10 rebounds, and I will give her credit for that. Also had five. I can't believe she had 5 steals. Like I said, it was one of those games, right? It was a disaster of a game. There wasn't a whole lot of good from the Fever. I mean, early on, I think what helped get them the lead was a whole lot of energy and hustle from Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, and then also Ari McDonald when she went in, who, by the way, picked up her only assist very, very late in the game. I mean, Ari played well overall. Don't get me wrong. She got to the line a lot, but you got to have more than one assist. The entire team only had 13 assists. 13 assists and 13 turnovers is not going to get it done. Lexi Hull couldn't buy a bucket for three. This is a team, they shot 23 of 65. By the way, 65, again, not enough shots. I believe they had 20 in the first quarter, which means they only had 45 for the next 3 quarters. 7 of 28 from three. What kept them in this game, other than Kelsey Mitchell being kind of hot there for a bit, was the Sparks were very sloppy with, I think, 19 turnovers. They also could not make a layup. And I don't know, maybe coincidence? It was Caitlin Clark being out of the game, but they got to the line 28 times, or I should say they shot 28 free throws. They probably didn't get to the line 28 times, but you know what I mean. And they did hit 22, 78.6%. They shot well from the line. They got a lot of free points from the line. So we can look at that as a positive. I'd also like to take this opportunity, though, to say, I am so sorry, Christy Sides. We were really, really hard on you last year because we had high expectations with Caitlin Clark, and you did say some really dumb things about long twos, and you threw your team under the bus too often. And you know, I just don't think you were ready for that spotlight, and you just made mistake after mistake in that way. But man, you know what? And I've said this before, once we got into the season, even really a little before the break, but definitely post break, Um, you gave the keys to Caitlin Clark, and you made the Indiana Fever the most exciting, most entertaining team in the WNBA last year, if not ever, with the way they played. I mean, even when they lost, they were fun and exciting to watch. And it is just it is awful right now. I mean, this, my friends, was an awful, awful game to watch. An awful game to watch. Look at these numbers. Hey, look at the second half again, folks. 55 points. Does this sound like a recurring theme to you? Is this starting to sound a little bit like a broken record? Gave up 30 points in the first half. Look at that. Look at that fantastic second quarter, 15 to 10. Wow. 30 points in the first half, 55 in the second half. They gave up a 35-point fourth quarter. They got up outscored 35-17 in the fourth quarter. They had an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And by the way, do you also notice Indiana Fever? And this is what's wild because they played up tempo more so, even though it doesn't seem that way. They tried to run more, but this is how ineffective it is when Caitlin Clark's not out there. They tried running more, but they still could only average 15 shots a quarter the last three quarters. Three of their four quarters were in the teens. This is not a good team without Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry. It's not a good team without Caitlin Clark. It is a WNBA team without Caitlin Clark. By the way, because I didn't do a video on it though, I'm curious what y'all think about this because I go back and forth in trying to be very fair to what's her name sides. I think this is where a lot of people are saying Caitlin Clark going back into the game here, right? There 15 seconds left, up eight. There's no reason for her to be in, and that right there is where she hurt herself, right? That's right there where she hurt the groin that they're talking about. And you can see her right here. You'll see her, if I can even show this, of course, right? Puts the left hand right there into the groin area. And a lot of people are saying she's hurt because of Stephanie White putting her back in this game. And I don't know. Again, we're speculating based on what we see. Obviously, she did take a hard hit. You saw, she put her left hand on that groin area after it. And a lot of people were saying, you know what? What the F in hell was she doing in the game with 15 seconds left and your team up eight? Now, some people will say, yeah, but you know what? In this day and age with the 3-point shot, you want her in there to handle the ball and to shoot free throws because if they force a turnover there and get a quick three, now it's only a 5-point game. But I don't know. Maybe that's true with 35 seconds left, but 15 seconds left, I don't know about that, folks. I just don't know about that. But yeah, I mean this is why this is awful basketball. I mean it should be illegal to play basketball this poorly. The number of missed layups, both teams, absolutely ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. This reminds me of those great Celtics Lakers matchups in the 80s with just the incredible basketball, high tempo, high skill. Oh, I couldn't get through it. I'm sorry. I wanted to get through it. I really did. But no, this game is a lot more like post endgame Marvel. Oh my God, I could go on and on about this. This is really that bad. It really truly was that bad. There was a point at the end. Oh, and I can't I made a mental note in my head to when I got a moment to make a real note and then I forgot. So I can't remember when it was exactly, but it was getting to where it was kind of maybe over, but they still had a chance if they could get a quick bucket, right, and keep things going. And they come out and they run this long developing motion offense nonsense that had no one even getting into a position to try and get a bucket. It looked like something you would do if you were winning the game and trying to run out the clock and trying to keep the other team from fouling you and just, wasting as much time as you could possibly waste. Bree Turner was terrible. Natasha Howard was terrible. Hey, Michaela Timpson got in the game. I mean, we can at least say that. Got to the line there at the end. Uh, Man, and the other thing we kind of talked about this, and this is why I said about Aaron McDonald, where I'm not so sure about this signing, because you kept Sidney Colson. Okay, so Aaron McDonald played 24 minutes, Sidney Colson played 17. So they overlapped a little bit, but that's 41 of the 40 minutes. They were basically your two guards. So unless we're not getting the full story and Caitlin Clark is going to be out a long time, and with the way the Fever front office is handling everything and the way they handled Duana Bonner and stuff, a lot of people, and this is another reason why I said I'm not sure about that, if that was really where the injury occurred. Maybe it was actually made it worse. Maybe right, maybe that tweaked an injury that already existed because a lot of people were saying, hey, you know what? I wouldn't put it past this Fever front office that they already knew this, and this is why they re-signed Aaron McDonald and kept Sidney Colson because they knew Caitlin Clark was hurt. Because all three of them, when Caitlin Clark is healthy, where are the minutes for Colson, McDonald, and Clark? Again, it makes no sense to have all three of them on this team. And I was thinking about this when we got told about the injury because this is kind of wild. I started thinking about this, which is also kind of what got my head into the whole Christy Sides thing and the apology is Caitlin Clark last season, despite that difficult set schedule at the beginning and figuring things out with teammates that didn't even seem like they were really helping her too much, she did not have a single game last season without at least one three-pointer made. Not one game. All 40 games, two playoff games. She's only played in 9 of the 15 games now this year. And three times in those 9 games, every third game, she has gone without making a three-point shot. She hasn't missed a game because of injury since I believe high school. This season, she missed game in preseason. We know she missed the 5 games earlier in the regular season. Then she comes back for a few games, and now she is missing games because of injury yet again. Stephanie White. Good job. Kudos. I'm just saying, correlation is not causation, but sometimes when there's smoke, this game's certainly not going to help the players' case in CBA negotiations. uh, Absolute disaster. This is not what Raheem meant when he was rapping paid in full, getting paid in full. This is not it, women. This is not it. This is not how you get paid in full. I don't want to drag this out. I just had some thoughts. I had to rant a little bit. Sometimes you just got to let it out. That is normal fandom. You let it out. And hey, the good news is there's another game tomorrow, right? You get to wipe the slate clean, move on quickly. I tell you, that's one of the difficult for any football fans out there. That's one of the most difficult things about football is that next game is not coming quickly, right? That next game, at least in basketball, maybe you've got a day or a couple of days between games under normal circumstances. And thank you with the Fever with the schedule, we actually have a back to back. They play again tomorrow in Dallas, so they can right the ship. They can wipe the slate clean, get the bad taste out of your mouth. Uh, and they need to. And look, I think it's there's enough talent for this team to win games without Caitlin Clark. We've seen that. We're not going to enjoy what it looks like because I think you saw tonight very much how it can look without Caitlin Clark in this league. And it's not all that watchable, but we still want to watch it because it's still Caitlin Clark's team. And look, we like some of these players, right? We actually enjoy watching some of these players other than Caitlin Clark. It's just the thing on the whole, the quality is not there. Stephanie White's driving me absolutely crazy. But hey, another game, 24 hours now. We could be celebrating a big win in Dallas. We will see if Caitlin Clark plays. That's going to be interesting too, because if she really is in, because the whole Page, right, the league thing, the Page thing, Caitlin's going to want to play in that first matchup. They moved the game to a bigger arena. You got all that going on. But if this is legit injury, I don't see how she can play tomorrow. I don't know. I can't, because if it's just, hey, this is, we're going to give her a break because of everything that's been going on we're not going to have her play back-to-back games, which is something, a lot of players do in the NBA. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Appreciate you as always. Let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments below, especially if you were able to get through the whole thing. That could be a struggle too. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.